I dreamed of going to the sea since childhood. It would seem like a strange wish for a kid born in a hamlet outside Smolensk. And yet the tales of my grandpa, who served in the Baltic Navy at the close of the previous century, became imprinted in my memory. After moving to the city and finishing a factory apprenticeship school, I intended to enroll at Frunze Naval Academy in Leningrad. But life had other plans for me. In a surprising turn of events, I first found myself attending a flying club on a Komsomol referral before joining Borisoglebsk Aviation School, from which I graduated in 1939. I had the war to thank for my acquaintance with the sea. After getting heavily wounded outside Moscow and spending almost a year in and out of hospitals, I completed retraining and was referred to the 47th Attack Aviation Regiment of the Black Sea Air Force. My dream came true, but there was no telling if it was for better or worse. Hello and welcome to this video, which is the first in a series covering the Sea Dragons scripted campaign for IL-2 Sturmovik. In this first mission, I am ordered to fly a practice flight as a wingman. I am to follow my flight leader, who by the way is the assistant of the squadron commander, and fly information with him along this flight path. So, as you can see, we will fly out over the sea, the Black Sea, and then continue southeast along the coast, then back in over land and return to Ep.1, our main base. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoy the flight. So, at the takeoff, I took off immediately after the flight leader with full throttle. I was told to stay in formation the entire flight, so I did my best to keep up with him. I got a little bit behind my flight leader, but I quickly caught up with him. He took it very carefully, not even flying at 300 kilometers per hour, so I could relax the engines. There was no problem whatsoever with the engine management or with the aircraft during the entire flight. get a view of my gunner, Mr. Vasily Romanko. I'm happy to have him. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Very unprotected in a slow airplane. This is the first time I try one of the scripted campaigns. Spent a fair amount of time in the career mode, mainly flying fighters. Although I really like the career mode, it tends to get a bit repetitive after a while. This version of the IL-2 has the 23mm cannon, or cannons, as the standard loadout. They are very effective, both in air-to-air and air-to-ground. Turn back up northwest towards home. And we will make a small cut to when we're approaching the Galenchik Bay. And here my flight leader made a pretty sudden drop in altitude without informing me on the comms, so was a bit caught off guard. But I managed to keep the formation reasonably well. Actually, there was anti-aircraft guns firing from Galenchik 1 airfield. And I later learned that a bit to the north and much higher than us there was an engagement between some Bf-109s and some lags. I didn't see them. I was fully concentrated on keeping the formation and landing the plane. Here I wasn't at first sure if we were going to land immediately or come in for a circuit, but it was pretty soon obvious that we were going around. Now we are turning into final approach. You can actually see guns firing to our left. And a yak is calling on the radio that he's engaging a fighter. Now I was told to stay in formation for the whole flight. So I decided to take them at their word and try and land in formation. It can be a bit tricky. Have to make sure not to overshoot, but also not to drop from the sky too early. The IL-2 is a pretty easy airplane to land. I did alright this time. And yeah, it was an enjoyable flight. It went well, and I hope next time there will be some action. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.